I have a few ideas on how to help heal the overgrowth, warrior. Unfortunately, Neralex is so upset, he refuses to take any more chances. Have you collected enough? We'll need several for proper comparison. These will do perfectly. Bright colors like these don't occur naturally in the Barrens, but they haven't developed any other mutations so far. Do you have the seeds? I'm concerned by how active these are. Nevertheless, it simply means we must continue to act quickly before the corruption here becomes worse. Based on what you've brought me, I think we may have a solution. I've imbued the lash vine seeds with healing energies. Simple contact with these should imbue the creatures here with enough energy to force out the corrupted influence. Go and attempt to heal the mutated raptors and plain striders by sprinkling the seeds on them, and report the results back to me. As druids, we are tasked with protecting the balance of nature. My life's work has gone against this. In my folly, I have sown chaos, and this deviant crop must be reaped before it spreads further. Thank you, Monzi. I'm pleased to see you return intact. The viciousness I've been seeing among these creatures is startling. If I have truly sown chaos, it is time for reaping. The lumbering outgrowths of plant life shamble through the imbued stream here, Monzi. They are a direct manifestation of the unstable forces mutating this area. Slay as many as you can, and we might be able to slow the spread of the overgrowth further. And while you're at it, be on the lookout for parts of them that appear especially corrupted. Bring any such pieces to me.
Outgrowth set is reclaimed by the earth. Lashvine says. The bursts into a cloud of mysterious spores. Outgrowth says. Is reclaimed by the earth. Lashvine says. The bursts into a cloud of mysterious spores. Outgrowth says. Is reclaimed by the earth.
As druids, we are tasked with protecting the balance of nature. My life's work has gone against this. In my folly, cutting down the outgrowth will merely buy us some time. Have you found any suspicious pieces? Naralex slowly takes the squirming heart from you, visibly disturbed. I've been a fool. The one truth I did not want to accept has been staring me in the face this entire time. This foul thing is proof of that. You and I have much work to do. This confirms it. The overgrowth here is not being caused by a mere overabundance of energy. Do you understand? This is beyond what happened at the Wailing Caverns now. A rift into the nightmare must have torn open in the middle of the very land we're standing on. And to think it's my fault. I'm done picking at the edges of this wound. Go to the west, to the center of the overgrowth, and meet me again there. We will dive into the heart of this corruption and force it shut. Oh dear. It seems the forces at work here are a bit difficult to control. Please, don't bother Naralex with this. It will only upset him. This is it. I can sense that this was once the site of great tragedy, mortal suffering still echoes through it. No doubt this is what the horrors beyond have seized onto. To fully seal this intrusion into our world, I must first fully open it. I will need your strength to hold back whatever may attempt to come through. Are you prepared?
I will attempt to seal the scar, Munzi. Make sure nothing from the other side makes its way through.
The scar is sealed. Thanks, KingMercurae. We've done it. The nightmare's connection to this place has been severed. The rest of the land is safe from this intrusion now, and in time, the aberrations here will be subsumed by the balance of nature. I cannot thank you enough, Monzi. By helping to restore order here, you've let me make amends for my foolish actions.
Be careful.
Monzi. How can I help you, old friend? Auction house, Monzi. I've been talking you Utgard Pinnacle to the general here. Thank you again for saving my life. I have not forgotten my brush with death at the hands of the Quillbore in that filthy jungle. The general here has ordered some tactical strikes, but he stops short of genocide. I have no such qualms. Take this horn that I borrowed during my negotiations. Blow the horn within the bristleback challenge ring west of our position, you can't miss it. I want you to challenge the champion of the bristleback, Saber Snout, to single combat. His death in front of his followers will leave them in utter chaos. What is your name, warrior? Monzi. Welcome to the Barrens. You are standing at the vanguard of one of our most important operations on this continent. I would be honored if you were to lend us your strength. The Horde has taken to calling this region the Fields of Blood. It's an apt name, these reeds run red with the blood of some of my best men. I've sent out recon patrols to crush the Quillbore and report on the Horde troop movements, but not all of them return. They could use your support out there. Patrol the fields and seek out the desolation grunts that are causing us so much grief. Do not expect them to surrender, their Warcraft has instructed them to fight to the death. I want you to know that strategically, control of a region requires constant observation. See here on this map, I've identified a number of strategic hills, similar to this one, that the Alliance must acquire if we are to keep the enemy under our thumb. My scouts have already marked their location on the field. What I need is someone to spearhead their capture, and you're the woman for the job. Seek out neutral gray flags on hills to the north, east, and south of the Torajo ruins. Capture one and defend it.
Be careful.
Respect the lion, Monzi. A ferocious killer. You gotta admire the elegance of the beast. Muscle and claws. Running down its food. So primal. I'm sorry, my mind wandered. As I was saying, I respect these lions, but they're just murder on our patrols. I mean that literally. The men are afraid to go to the bathroom alone at night. Can you help make our camp a little safer? Baron's lions like to linger under trees.
What can I get for you today? Safe travels.
Desolation Grunt says. Calls for help.
Nice work. How was it? Did you enjoy the hunt? Did you run through tall grasses, the scent of your prey urging you forward, until you leapt at its throat, adrenaline surging as your slavering fangs? Well, something like that. It's true what they say, an army marches on its stomach. And we've been marching a long way. I'm thinking if we barbecue Utgard Pinnacle a few of those giant lumbering storm snouts, we'll have enough meat to feed us for weeks. Storm snouts are big and slow, so they should be easy to kill. Except... Hey, you're not carrying any metal on you, are you?
What can I do for you?
I want you to know that I sincerely appreciate your aid, warrior. We are not fighting beasts out here, but a foe both cunning and fanatical. We must stick together or hang separately. Your report, warrior. The general updates his map as you describe your victory. Incredible, Monzi. You're a real asset to the Alliance. I'll see to it that my men follow your example.
Bristleback Blade Warden says. Attempts to run away in fear.
Bristleback Thornweather said. Attempts to run away in fear.
What is this? I will make example of Night Elf. Saber Snout says. Laughed. You. Snort. You are strong. Gurgle. But strong enough for the Gorbacalypse? You. Survive the boars? Snort. So many boars. So sad. You flex your muscles. Oh, who's so strong?
Trolley licks his lips, barely able to constrain his drool. You get my steaks yet? Nice and bloody. Sam's eyes bug out of his head as you slam the huge slabs of meat before him. Oh yeah. Oh. Yes. I'll have mine raw. I suppose I can grill some Utgard pinnacle for the others. How would you like yours?
Now we're cooking, Munzi.
I want you to know that I sincerely appreciate your aid. Very good. We may never drive the Horde completely from these lands, but with a strong presence we can undermine their will to fight. Any savage can win a war. The true hero aims not merely for victory on the battlefield, but to attain a lasting peace after the final arrow falls. Our policy of conscripting non-violent criminals from the Stormwind stockades has come back to haunt us, Monzi. Some of my less scrupulous soldiers broke ranks after our victory in Torajo and are looting the remains of the city. This is a breakdown in discipline. Worse, the desecration of their homes only spurs the enemy to fight harder when our ultimate goal should be peace. Take these monocles and bring the Torajo looters to justice. Speak to them first, but you may need force to subdue them. Just between you and me, I worry that the good general here doesn't have the stomach to do what needs to be done. This is the Horde we're dealing with. History shows there can never be peace. Our goal should be annihilation. Sabersnout? Is he dead? What's the news? Apocalypse, you say? The general is too preoccupied with the looters in Torajo. Too soft. We ought to be focused on our next move against the Horde. There's valuable intelligence that might be compromised if we allow the ruins of Torajo to continue to burn. While you're running the general's errand, dig around for any maps or notes you can find. I can speak a little of the Orcish tongue, I'll be able to make sense of what you find.
I've the finest wares, lad.
Hey woman, I'm just trying to get my slice of the pie.
You will never take me alive, warrior. Whoa, you aren't here to bust us, are you?
Safe
It didn't have to go down this way, warrior. I yield. I'll go quietly. Whoa, you aren't here to bust us, are you?
See you later.
It didn't have to go down this way, warrior. Okay, stop. I give a guard pinnacle.
Good day to you.
Hey woman, I'm just trying to get my slice of the pie.
It didn't have to go down this way, warrior. Okay, stop. I give a guard pinnacle. Hey woman, I'm just trying to get my slice of the pie.
Have a good
I ain't
one.
going back to the clink, lady. Okay, stop. I give a guard pinnacle.
What can I do for you?
Hey, warrior. This place is pretty picked over, but you might still be able to find something worth your time.
Safe travels.
Cheese it. It's the fuzz. Okay, stop. I give a guard pinnacle.
Need help?
Have you searched the ruins yet? What have you dug at guard pinnacle for me? Interesting. This notice from Orgrimmar indicates a change in Horde leadership is underway. I guess heads are going to roll after what we did to Torajo. What's this? A death warrant for the general here. This is good to know. Very good to know.
Go with honor. What can I do for you?
Any savage can win a war. The true hero aims not merely for victory on the battlefield. Is the Torajo situation under control? Well done, Monzi. Several of the looters have already crawled back, requesting clemency. I'll let them stew for a bit in the North Watch Brig. Thank you for helping maintain discipline in the ranks. It is important for our army to be perceived as soldiers, not common bandits. You're doing incredible work here in the Barrens, Monzi. With the help of heroes like you, we can secure Kalimdor, and in doing so ensure a lasting peace in our homelands. Thanks in part to your efforts, we've stabilized the situation here. We need to turn our attention south, to Fort Triumph. Fort Triumph is the keystone of our operation in the Barrens, the vital land link between Northwatch and their Moray. I'll pack Utgard Pinnacle and head out separately. Report to Commander Roberts at the fortress and I will see you there soon. Together, we will secure the frontier.
For the Alliance.
You burst into song. You let forth a sharp whistle. Monzi. You're alive. Have you heard? They killed him. General Hawthorne, he was ambushed on the road by Horde assassins.
Why High Command decided that a Silithid Mound was the ideal place to build a fortress, I'll never know. Them lil buggers are tunneling under our fortifications and setting back our timetables. We need to scorch 'em out. Take this here bucket of burning pitch and dump it on the Silithid Mounds right outside the main gate. They look like big piles of sand. Kill anything that comes out, but be careful, Monzi, them nasties are likely to swarm you when you light those mounds Utgard Pinnacle. We can afford no delay. Fort Triumph must be completed and reinforced, or any hope we have for permanent settlement on this continent will be erased. Have you heard? The general never made it? Killed in the field, like some kind of dog. The Horde has fought us to a standstill from their stronghold west of here. The fighting continues, even as the land breaks open under our feet. Someone's got to break the stalemate. I need you to venture into the battle scar and help my men crush the Horde opposition there. In the center of the scar you will find a flag marker designating who controls the area. Scout out the flag. It'll be worth your while to claim the scar for the Alliance if someone hasn't already done so.
You are quite right, Trask.
Be careful.
Salutations!
These bulky dwarven siege engines aren't cut out for the close quarters fighting of the battle scar. I've got some new designs I'd like to try out, but first I'm going to need some spare parts. There's plenty of wreckage sitting in the battle scar. All I need is an enterprising warrior to haul it back for me. That's you, Monzi. I'm talking about you.
You have a great day now. Making a special purchase?
competition.
How goes the fight, Monzi? That ought to take care of our bug problem for a while. They'll be hard-pressed to tunnel their way out of that. Can you do me a huge favor, Monzi? My sister-in-law's uncle is in the Earthen Ring, and he's here in the Barrens studying the impact of the Cataclysm, down at Firestone Point. He says their camp is surrounded by Quillbore and I worry that they might get overrun. Can you check in on Dorn Reed Arth for me? I'd hate for anything to happen to him, what with the close family bond and all.
What have you got for me? Oh look. A mostly complete exhaust manifold, a reciprocating junction box, a working counterweight slip differential. You sure know your junk, Monzi? Our shipments of saltpeter from Dust Wallow have been held at Guard Pinnacle, which means we can't manufacture our own gunpowder here. But I can retrofit our armaments to use Goblin Blast O powder. It's unstable, dangerous, toxic to the skin, and harmful if swallowed. But I think I can make it work. Get me a keg of the stuff by attacking one of those Goblin Sapper specialists who've been storming our walls.
Incredible work, Monzi. My men report a breakthrough. Their stronghold won't survive much longer. The Alliance owes a debt to the dwarves of Baal Modan, who built some of our earliest fortifications in the Barrens. Their commander, General Twinbraid, is a real stalwart. One of our best. He's on patrol south of here, keeping the horde on their toes. I definitely want to keep him appraised of the situation here so we can coordinate our next move. Can you deliver this frontline report to him in the field?
For the Alliance.
Gods. Help me.
Do you have a keg of Blast O powder yet? When you get one, don't shake it. Great. Set the keg down right here. I'll measure out some charges once I've donned my full body protective gear. Okay. Using the spare parts you've found for me, I've got a framework roughed out for my versatile new assault vehicle. All I need now is a compact power supply. I've noticed that the indigenous wildlife here packs quite the punch, electrostatically speaking. Can you hunt down thunderheads near the base here and get me an intact electro-geyser? It might take a few kills to find a usable gland.
Goodbye for now.
Hello.
I can offer you a free bunk if you'd like to rest. They're not comfortable, but it doesn't look like you get much sleep anyway. It must be an enormous evolutionary advantage to be able to shoot lightning from your face. The geyser shocks Mizzy as you hand it over, blasting her to the ground. Oh. That's nasty. I love it.
Seeing you.
Thank you, Monzi. Now I can begin my final assembly. I'm going to train better mount speed, and some professions, then I'll continue next part recording.
What can I do for you? See you around.